Well, all right. A show that I used to do almost annually in Cleveland was the Great American Rib Cook-Off. People in Cleveland, they love ribs, they love cook-offs, and they love music. So you put all that three together, you got a 3-day weekend, and you're ready to go. Thing about the Great American Rib Cook-Off is that, one day we'd have Country Day, then we'd have Hippie Day, Rock and Roll Day. They split it up like the promoters do. We had an A stage, a B stage, and a kids stage, and it was funny that everyone wanted to be on the A stage, but the bet with the national acts, but the best the best stage at the rib cook off was definitely the B stage because that's where they had the rib contest, for the best ribs. Because for us peasants that were working there, we didn't get to have any ribs. We got to go to the catering tent and get the slop from the lowest bidder, which was usually some kind of turkey meatloaf. I mean, just something horrible and disgusting. It was never anything. I mean, wow. Thinking back at it, it was pretty bad. It was definitely pretty bad. We never definitely got any ribs. But if you worked on the B stage where they had the rib contest, we had nothing but local bands and ribs to eat. It was the best. Local bands didn't complain and the ribs were always delicious. So of course I got put up to the next stage of thing up on the A stage, and now I didn't get any ribs. And now instead of local bands that didn't complain about anything, I got national acts. But it is what it is, and you work your way up, and that's how it goes, right? You got to sacrifice. Something's got to give. So doing the rib cook off, and I've got Chuck Berry. I am thrilled. Chuck Berry, godfather of rock and roll. He's going to do the duck walk right here on the Great American Rib Cook-Off stage. I was thrilled. Maybelline, Carol, a bizarre evening in a hotel room. Chuck Berry brought a lot to the table. Now, Chuck wasn't traveling with a band. There was just going to be some local band that the promoter threw together that knew some Chuck Berry songs, and that was it. That's how Chuck rolled. Chuck liked to be picked up at the airport and then given his own Cadillac, rented for the day or the week or the weekend or however long he's going to be there, because Chuck liked to drive himself around. There was a couple things about Chuck Berry: money up front, Cadillac, hotel, leave me alone. That was Chuck's style, and you really got to respect that, right? Just fly in with his guitar, man. There was no technicians with him. There was no road manager. There was no all of this, man. There was just Chuck hanging out with his caddy. So it's a few minutes before the show, and we're not doing, God knows we're not doing any sound check or anything like that. We're just going to wing it. And I've already gone through it with the band that's going to be playing with them. So, we're ready to go. So I'm hanging out backstage, and Chuck comes up to me and goes, "Hey, you got any reefer that you could sell me?" I said, "No, but I have some, and I'll smoke it with you," right? So me and Chuck Berry go back to his Cadillac, his rented Cadillac. We get in this thing, and I had one of those old school metal brass bowls, if you remember that, with the screw-on lid. Thing definitely burn your lips when it gets going too hot, right? That's what I had. That was my rig. So we're sitting in his caddy, and I hand Chuck my bowl and my bag. It's like a little baggie. It's like little quarters worth left over in it. And I'm expecting Chuck to just take some and take a puff and goes, "Hey, I'm good, man." That kind of thing. That is absolutely not what happens, right? Chuck takes the bag, takes the bowl, he just jams it. He has the big thumbs jamming all the weed out. Just puffing it. Back to me, back to him, putting some more in it, man. He smoked all the weed in my bag, which quite honestly, I wasn't ready for. But I'm hanging out with Chuck Berry, so it's all good. So me and Chuck, we're just sitting in there, we're laughing about just nonsense, man. Just Chuck, he was funny. He was a funny guy. He was really quick-witted, and I'm just like sitting in awe, like a little kid. sitting in Chuck Berry's Cadillac, So finally, the weed's all gone. He hands me back that hot bowl. We get out of the car. We're walking back to the stage, and he's got his arm around me. We're both just laughing. Well, let me tell you, who's not laughing? And that's the promoter and the stage manager. They're fucking pissed. They're pissed. The band's up on stage. The audience is all sitting out there. Everyone's ready. Nobody knew where we were. We were missing in action. Do you know where you've been? I was like, yeah, I've been with Chuck. Yeah, Chuck's like, yeah, he's been with me. That diffused the whole thing right there. So we go up on stage together. I go up behind the monitor console, unmute everything, and we're ready to go. Chuck goes out there, and has a great night. A great night. He's out there jamming, doing things, push the keyboard player out of the way for a while. I played some keyboards. Came over back to me. Goes, Pete, I'm having a great time. The show was over. Chuck came back, gave me a hug. We hung out a little bit. He hit on my ex-wife. But that didn't work out for him. But he ended up taking another MILF with him, got into his caddy with his red eyes from hanging out with me. And that was my time with Chuck Berry. Certainly my most memorable time for the Great American Rib Cook-Off, man. It was great. Godfather of rock and roll. He was awesome.